How we doing today, man? We're back. Today is a day that we did take trades, as we have not taken a trade since Monday, which is cool, but I think that also is the reason why today my trades weren't the highest of qualities. We ended the day break even. We took 3 break even trades, and all of the trades were valid scalps, but that's not really my goal with trading, and that's not really how I want to trade. Really, that's really not how I like to perform in my trading. So I started this video to hopefully kind of talk myself into what, in poker terms, talk myself into a fold here, which is talk myself into just hopping off the charts. I was going to make a video regardless, but I probably should be done for the day. The only thing I'm considering right now is we did finally get a higher time frame pullback, because we've just been very, very bullish, very, very strong uptrend today. We have a 30-minute fair value gap right here that we traded into, and we have we didn't really get to this order block, but we have a 30-minute gap, and now we have clear targets above us, but we did run these highs already, these smooth highs, so we don't really need to go too much higher. Today is, in my opinion, probably done in terms of PM or AM session juice. But the only thing I'm even considering right now is potential 5-minute inversion or this 1-minute gap. I'll leave the 5-minute there. But again, like I said, I kind of want to talk myself into a full while making this video. What was my bias coming today? The bias was completely wrong. I was bearish, right? I was successfully faked out by this sell-off. I thought that we were going to go take out the accumulation from Tuesday that accumulated before FOMC. I thought we were going to take out FOMC lows from yesterday. I thought we were going to run all these lows. Why did we not have to? Well, because we took out the data low here already. ES didn't, so we actually do have a target. I'll show you guys ES. ES has not taken the data low. We have the relative equal lows here, and this is the actual data low. So I was really shocked that we just left that today and just kept trending up today. But, it happens, man. It happens. So where were my trades today, and why was I somewhat disappointed, or not even somewhat, but why was I disappointed with the trades I took today? Well, let's see. Where was the first one, right? Well, as soon as we got off market open, I wanted to see lower. So price came up, which was really good for me. I wanted to see price come up because I didn't want to just sell off without me, right? That was never, I guess, going to be a problem today. So we get a move up off open. Cool. Nothing here. I'm now looking at this fair value gap. I would be looking to inverse this. This gap right here never happens. It continues pushing higher. Cool. Nothing to do. Sit on my hands. I'm not losing. I'm not winning, even though my bias is wrong at this point. 10 o'clock opens. During the macro, I wanted to see something, right? We still just push higher. So can't do anything about it. We had an order block here that ends up holding, and today was one of those days where, like I've said before, in trending conditions, really, really trending conditions, I really struggle to trade, and that's fine. You don't have to be, it's someone that can trade, a jack of all trades, that can trade trend days, that can trade range days, that can trade consolidation, that can trade breakouts, that can trade, you don't have to trade everything. You don't have to be a master of every single thing, but I struggle on a day that's really, really one-sided, where every single bullish PD array holds, on the 1 minute even. What do we have here? We don't even get to this. We have an order block. We hold. We have a fair value gap. Holds. We have an order block here. Holds. This fair value gap. Holds. This fair value gap. Holds. This fair value gap. This order block. Holds. This fair value gap. Holds. And then we finally sweep out the highs. So now you can get a little bit of relief. Where were the trades I took? They were really not great trades. This first trade was just we've been up for so much, maybe we get some move to the downside. I got in on this candle here, short, after inversing this 1 minute. I went to break even at this body low. Why did I do that? Well, just because of how bullish we were. I knew I was counter trend trading, and I wanted to be really aggressive with it. I wanted to be really tight with the stop. That's also a sign that I probably shouldn't take the trade. So I took that trade and got stopped at break even, or like $1, $2 positive, right? Where was the next trade? Well, I was then looking to see what we would do to go to these highs, and I wanted to see us continue running up higher to at least get up here and see if we could go grab those highs. So what did I do? We had this 1 minute fair value gap right here, and we had a 30-second fair value gap with relative equal highs. This is actually a really good trade here. I don't hate this trade. It's with the trend. It's a scalp model. We have a 1 minute fair value gap. We have equal highs above. We have a singular fair value gap. We have a liquidity sweep. We have a displacement, right? I jumped in long here. And I was going to just trail my stop after this point and just see what we could squeeze out. Probably would have just gotten, realistically this much. So nothing crazy. But the risk to reward wasn't bad. It was a 1-to-1. And the break-even point was pretty nice. So we ended up getting break-even on this one because we hit the equal highs, came up, didn't get to here, and then came stop me at break-even. That trade for a scalp is actually not bad. I don't hate that trade in any way, shape, or form. But again, it's another trade where it's just, kind of unnecessary to get in. It's just a scalp. It's just a, It's not really a great quality trade. Then my last trade for the day. What was that? Or last trade so far, probably last trade for the day. We had tagged this high here. We've been, again, going up all day. I wanted to see a continuation lower to at least this low to take some profit. I jumped in a short right here on this candle as soon as we inversed this gap right here. Stop above this high at the fair value gap high. I was going to take profit at this low. And it ends up hitting my break-even point, which was right here, and coming up and stopped me at break-even. So, again, not bad trades, but it's really just kind of one of those days where I could just sit out and be equally as happy with that, sitting out of the marketplace, because it wasn't clear, right? And why do I say it wasn't clear? Well, if we kind of zoom out here and we look at this chart here, there is no real clear inversion model for me. Again, this one's all right, but it's a break-even. This one here, when you zoom in, it looks all right, but you've already been moving up. At the time of that trade off open, we had already moved up about 300 points. So I don't really need to be getting involved there, but we did. So that was today's trades. That was today's trading. And yeah, we could have obviously done better for ourselves. Another trade that, again, I'm tempted to take, but I don't know if it's worth the risk, is this inversion right here. I really think that if this thing gets closed below, I think we see this 15-minute gap right here. I think it's decent risk, but I'm not sure if I want to get in and put risk on the table today. That's something that we'll have to see how it closes. But those were the 3 trades I took. Why was today a little bit more tricky for me? Again, trend days, it's not my most suitable trading experience. Also, I hadn't traded in the last 2 days, which is good, right? I did the right thing by not trading yesterday and the day before, right? Nothing fit my model. I didn't want to put risk on it during FOMC. So I came into today, right, not needing the trade, but there's a little bit more desire when you haven't traded for the last few days, right? That's just going to happen. So that's something I need to recognize in the future, is that if I'm on a period where I'm not taking any trades, I need to be more conscious of the fact that I'll probably be a little bit more hungry to take a trade, which was definitely the case today. And, we kind of, again, we saw that manifest itself today in taking 3 trades that were bad, right? The only one that I would say is bad is this one, because we didn't sweep this high yet, so this is just a bad trade. But this trade was good, and this trade was good. They just, didn't really work out fully. So, overall today, not a bad day. Not a bad day at all, but I was definitely a little bit more anxious, or not anxious, but eager to place a position given the fact that I haven't traded in 2 days, which is fine, right? I haven't traded because I didn't see setups and I didn't want to put risk on the last 2 days, and that's what I'm supposed to do. But, let's see what ES is. Dude, I really do like this. Maybe I just have to paper trade it, man, and just accept the fact that if I get it on paper. I really do like this trade. I really do like this, man. Maybe this is just a one and done. I think that this will just be a one and done, or not a one and done, but like a one more stab. And if we can get it, we can get it. But, because I like this unfilled gap. I like the fact that we tagged this high already. I like the fact that there's an unfilled 15-minute there. I like that. I don't know, man. I don't think that's the worst play I could ever take. but we might not get it, right? Which is cool. If we don't get it in like a few candles, I'm definitely not gonna take it. But yeah, that's how today was going. I really appreciate all the support on yesterday's video. I thought that I really liked yesterday's style of video. I really like that style. Whenever we have a day where I know I'm not going to trade or stuff like that, I like to try and get a video like that out. And I think that obviously a lot of you guys could probably relate to the stuff I was talking about. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. But that's kind of some of the stuff I was talking about there about how, maybe not in that video specifically, but this is the hard part with trading, man, is the fact that today I'm probably gonna have to take my ego out of the equation today, and my, maybe not even ego is the right word today, but my pride, my ambition, right? And accept the fact that today I probably just won't be able to get a winning day, like a big winning day, right? I probably won't be able to get into the market and find my setup. And that is a really tough thing to learn and to understand and to, do we have an SMT now? We have an SMT at these lows now, so it's a little bit more less likely. But that's the thing, man, is sometimes it's hard to step away on a day where you haven't taken a winning trade, because it's like, okay, cool, I want to feel like I did something today. And, I haven't taken a big winning trade today, so it makes you want to just sit there, right? If I took a trade early off open and we took a big winner, we would be already done. We'd be already off the charts, right? So we should have the same energy when we don't find a trade or when we take a loss, right? And we don't see our setup. We should have the same energy to just hop off the charts. Our day's done because we did what we needed to do. I did what I needed to do today. Could have been a little better. Could have been a little more patient, but I did what I needed to do. I waited and waited. I don't see anything right now. I'm not pushing any buttons because I can't, right? I don't see any trade. I don't see any opportunity for me. So I have to learn how to be happy with doing the small things right, or the important things right, and the intangibles, which is, is your setup here? Are you patient? Is this good risk? All the things that make you a good trader, you have to find joy in other things other than just winning, right? It's very hard to find joy in other things outside of just winning, because that's all we want to do as traders is win, is make money, right? But a lot of the time, winning and making money has nothing to do with a good day or a bad day. It really doesn't. And that's a really hard mental paradigm shift to become aware of and become good at and to find success with. So, like I said, I would like to take this. Also, another thing that was kind of throwing me off today is the fact that on Forex Factory, it said that we had a speech from Trump. So I don't know. I don't know if that affected the market or if it was or if it's going on right now, because I tried to look it up and I couldn't find anything. But yeah, that kind of like was making me a little bit hesitant as well. But overall, man, a pretty good learning experience today. This to know when and when not to try and chase opportunities and try and put on risk and everything like that. Because today isn't a bad price action. It's just really one-sided, and it's really hard for me because I trade inverse for value gaps. I can't really get high quality setups because there's nothing really high quality here to take, right? And it's a lot harder. It's a lot easier for me to hesitate. It's a lot easier for me to, second guess and all that. But at the end of the day, that's trading, right? What can you do about it? So again, I'm kind of just waiting here to see if we get this, but it just doesn't really. It's like not delivering the way I would really love. So again, man, it's hard to bite the bullet and say, you know what, I'm not getting what I want today, and because it's especially harder when you're not profitable consistently, right? I think I have all the tools and capabilities to be profitable. I really do. I really believe that. But I'm not right now. I'm not getting payouts. I'm not doing all those things. So that's where it becomes tricky. Where it becomes tricky in the fact that I have to just step away and on a day where I made no money. And if I make no money today, then I made no money ever, right? So I think it becomes easier, and it's a double-edged sword. It's a paradox, because you can only make money trading consistently if you do all the good things right, which is know when to trade, know when to not trade, take only your setup, follow your rules, blah, 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 right? All this stuff everybody knows. But you can only become profitable when you do that, but that only becomes easy when you are profitable. Because if you're profitable, you know, why would I ever break my rules? Why would I overtrade? Why would I revenge trade? Why would I over leverage? Why would I take non my setups? Why would I do any of the things that bad traders do if you're profitable? Because you know this actually works. You see it work. You do it. You're consistently doing it. So it just becomes a lot easier to follow your rules, to say, you know what, I don't see anything today. I'm going to come back tomorrow. Because you have that 10K payout from last month. You know, you have that whatever. You know that it's working. And that's the biggest struggle I've found myself in trading, is that because I don't have the monetary results, it makes it increasingly hard to step away, to say, you know what, I don't like what I'm seeing. And you know what? I'm going to take the chance to just lock my account, right? Because I need to just tuck myself into the fold here, and boom, my account's locked. If we inverse this, cool, I'll take it on paper. But it's 11:30. I don't need to trade at 11:30, right? That's not the time I need to trade, the time window. I need to trade during the macro, which was right here. This is the macro, right? A macro trade right here. That's why I got in on this trade, right at 11 opened. And if we weren't trading one micro, we could have taken profit here. But I can't take profit at 20 points on one micro. I just can't do it, right? I'm not going to do it. But I'm glad that I made that decision, because that's the right decision, right? It's not the fun decision. It's not the great decision, but that's the decision you have to make, which is just, I'm going to lock my account. I'm going to have to humble myself and say, you know what? I can't get a trade today, another trade. I can't win today. I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to win. And what's so hard, again, like I said, is because every piece of my body says, I want to make more and get myself out of drawdown, and then do this, and then get this payout, and then buy this account, and then do this, and then copy trade this, and then, because I want to do all these things. I have such high goals, like everybody else that does trading. They have all these goals and ideas and things that they want to do in their life and with their trading and with their skill set. But sometimes you have to take a step back and say, hey, what would profitable trader do? What would profitable me do? Profitable me isn't even still on the charts right now. And I'm not anymore, right? I just locked it out. Profitable me knows that there's better opportunities. Unprofitable me says, let's take a trade. Let's take a trade. Let's take a trade. Let's find something else. Let's sit here. Let's wait for this. Let's do this. Let's try and get this scalp. And I've spent so much time being that unprofitable version, and I'm so sick and tired of it. So that's why you guys have seen my trading getting better, right? That's why you guys have seen me be more patient, right? I'm not perfect still. I still take some bad trades. I still am a little impatient. But you guys see me locking my account better. You guys see me stepping away when I need to better. You guys see me avoiding days I need to avoid better, right? I didn't trade FOMC. I didn't trade the day before FOMC, right? I show up to market still. I'm still disciplined. I'm still showing up every single day. You guys are seeing the improvement because I'm so sick and tired of being that unprofitable version of myself, that now I'm trying to adapt or not adapt, but adopt the habits of that profitable version, because I am that profitable version. When I look back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months from now, I'm the same person I am going to be then. I'm the same guy. That same profitable person is me. It's me. It's just decisions I make. It's me making better choices, me making better decisions. The jacked version of you that has all the muscles you want and all the whatever you want, that's you. That's you making better choices, eating better food, staying consistent, going to the gym. It's you making fitness, healthy you, bodybuilder you, whatever you, choices, right? That's all it is. And right, we're about to get this set up, and I'm about to take it on paper, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever, because guess what? If the idea works, right, it's a little pat on the back for myself. I can, oh, nice, it worked, cool, good idea. And then guess what? I don't have to have the stress of losing. I don't have to have the stress of the trade being at 11:30. I don't have the stress of it's been kind of a weird day. All these different things. I can just sit back, relax, take the trade, see how it works, learn from it with no stress, right? And here we go. Let's see if we get it. I hope we get it right here. Did not get it. I'm gonna take it early, or nah. It's paper though. Let's wait for the close, right? Let's see this next candle. But that's all the point I'm trying to make today is that, and again, it's really just for myself. These videos, like I've always said, these videos, especially right now, are just for me to learn, just for me to kind of brain dump my thoughts. I'm slowly starting to morph into profitable me. It's slowly but surely happening. It's slowly but surely happening. I am becoming a profitable version of myself by making better decisions consistently, by doing everything I need to do consistently, and it's just one step at a time, one foot after the other. And before we know it, we will be where we want to be, and we'll be getting rewarded tenfold, right? Actual tenfold, right? So we didn't get the close here. Let's see if another candle can come in and push us lower. But yeah, and then now we're delivering from this tiny baby 1 minute gap if we do get it. And let's see where ES is. ES is about the same spot. So very, very good still. Again, it's really just the fact that I think this is the draw on liquidity right now. Obviously, it looks more bearish. I think that we could come down here and we could do anything after that, right? But this would also be an order block. So we're going to live trade this thing here. And if we don't get it on this candle, the video's over, my mans. So let's see. Watch, this is when, if I was actually trying to take this trade, it's dumping, like it's closing down here. So let's see. We got 18 seconds to get a nice, great close. A nice, great close. Man, I wish that YouTube didn't copyright music, man, because I would just play some music right now. But yeah, man, if you guys don't care about watching this trade, but let's see how this trade plays out, man. Boom, okay. I always double check my accounts, man, just to make sure, even though they're locked out, but I always get like paranoid that they're just in a trade and I do not want to be in 10 micros. So where would our stop be? If I was trading this on my actual account, my stop would be like this, but it's really a close back above, so I would have my stop kind of here as a safety net. I would then take this position, I would take off 3 here, and I would take off 4 here. So this is the break-even point right here. This is a little scale. This is 4 off, so we'll take, that ends up taking 7 off. You know what? We'll actually take off 5 right here. 5 right here. And cool. We are not in a macro, so we'll see how this plays out. Yes, did close below as well. We haven't tagged this low yet, so there's no SMT. Still think we go lower. And look, I get to trade this model. I get to trade this with 0 stress because I do not care if this account loses whatsoever. And guess what? If I was on my actual account right now, I'd probably be at break even. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose. I'd go to break even. I think this is actually a valid stop just because it has this inversion. It has this order block. It has this fair value gap retrace, this rebalance. And we're about to hit the break even. So again, man, this is why I always say, like, I closed my account. This is a trade I was talking about before I closed the account or before I locked it out. But why did I lock the account out? Because I don't need to put on risk to this trade. I don't need to get into this trade. I probably, if I was on my actual account, I'd be at break even right now, without a doubt. Especially if ES tagged the low. ES did not tag the low, so we still wouldn't be break even technically. But if I was actually trading this trade, I would probably be like this. So I couldn't lose. I'd be guaranteed $9, right? But we hold our stop, and then we tagged our break even. So now I would move break even, and we'd let the trade play out right here. So let's see if we can tag. So we did tag that 15-minute gap right here. So I actually probably could have taken more off the table. I'm going to take off 2 more here, right here, if it comes back down there, and then take off 3 here at this low, just because I actually should have had this as my main target. So we kind of fumbled that one, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Should come down and fill this there anyways. But yeah, this is how I manage trades, man. You guys don't get to see a lot of live walkthroughs because I just don't really think about it too much. But this is how I would manage this trade. And that's why I can't wait till I can trade 10 micros because it just allows me to do so much more. But this comes down to the calmness. This is why I always say when people tell me to go to trade on paper for a little bit or that I need to prove myself on paper, I promise you guys, like, I can find good trades. I can trade well. Like, I can trade really well. It's not about paper or not paper for me. It's more like, and let's see, where are we going to take our next profits? I'm not going to make you guys sit through the rest of this because that was a really solid trade. But this would be my take profit there. And I'm going to take 1 off an equilibrium of this range right here. If we get there, probably won't get there, but that's where the limit will be. But I'm not gonna make you guys sit there. Well, it's probably about to stop me at break even anyways. So let's see what we have here. $82 loss. No point, take a loss. But yeah, that's the trade. Worked out to a tick perfectly. Probably gonna grow a little bit here. Watch, top step X. Watch, this candle's gonna grow. More than likely, it's gonna grow. Like, what I mean by that is, it's gonna like print a lower low in a second without even being down there in like 4 seconds. Normally it does that when the candle closes. But okay, so it didn't. So it really just ticked there. So that was our trade. We made $350. I think we were down like 100, so we made $400 on that trade, and you know, that's a good day, right? A 1-to-1 risk reward basically. This was where our stop would have been, but I kind of had to float it here. And that's a great live trade to end the video, man. I don't know what else to say, man. I promise you guys, the decision we made to lock the account, even though the trade that we were looking for worked, is still going to benefit me in the long run. We would have only gotten we would get made like $70 if we took the trade down to there, which is straight, right? That's really good. But again, like I keep saying, it doesn't matter. I made a good decision, right? I'm not disappointed with my decision, but I'm also glad that I got to show you guys myself executing a trade because, you know, and look, ES didn't tag that low and we were reversing, so pretty brutal stuff there. But yeah, really cool to end on that trade. Like I said, paper trading, it's only really just good for testing your eye in live time for forward testing. It's not good for learning emotions. That's why I always say I'm not going to take a break and go on paper unless I'm really just struggling. But I don't need to go trade on paper because my problem isn't the model. My problem isn't whatever. My problem is when there's real dollar signs in front of me. And you guys remember when I was checking to see if I was in on the other accounts? Man, I wish I was now, right? It's always that way. When you win, it's like, man, too bad I didn't copy. But it's not the paper, right? It's not the paper. It's not the setups. It's when you have money in front of you. When you can click a button and it can make you money. When you can click a button and you can get a payout. When you can click a button, it's all the money, right? It's all the emotions that come with that. The stress of managing the position when you're in the trade and it's up or you're down this much, or that's trading. Trading isn't finding your model, finding your whatever. It is so easy to trade, and not directly, right? Obviously, it's not easy. But it is so easy to find models and to see the patterns repeat. But like I said, even walking through this trade, in on paper, I can tell you every single emotion I have. I wouldn't like this doji, even though it's a red candle in my favor, right? I still wouldn't like this wick. It would scare me, right? I can just tell. I would want my stop at this high here, and that's a really tight stop. It would have worked, right? But like you can see all these different things when you're trading on paper. You can see, okay, if I was actually in on this, how would I feel here? And you can start reverse engineering yourself to become just cool, calm, collected when you're actually in the trade. So now after doing that and rebalancing this 15-minute, looks like we wanted to make a move higher. But that is all for my video, man. I just wanted it was cool that we got that trade right at the end. So I made this video a little bit longer. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Please comment, tell me about your day. Helps the algorithm, helps push my channel more. And yeah, man, the growth we've been having on this channel has been really cool. We are pretty close to getting another quarter in the jar at about like 20 or 18 more subscribers. So we'll see if we can get that by the end of this week. We should be able to. But again, man, I love and appreciate all you guys. Tell somebody you love them and be outside today, man. It's a beautiful day. Maybe not beautiful where you're at, but where I'm at, it's a beautiful day outside. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.